the quietest guy in Alien. Earth might just be the one pulling all the strings. That Kersh's silence isn't innocent. Every glance, every pause hints at betrayal, strategy, and a deeper synthetic legacy in play. And here's where it gets interesting. Kirsh isn't the guy yelling in the lab or showing off some flashy experiment. He's not there for the applause or to throw Peter Pan quotes around like candy. While Cavalier struts in, demanding billions and acting like every hybrid is just a piece on his board, Kirsh quietly holds the room together. Dame Sylvia frets over ethics, Wendy stumbles through her new hybrid identity, and the Lost Boys panic. But Kirsh, he's calm, watching, waiting. You can almost feel the room tighten when he's near, not because he's threatening, but because you know he's absorbing everything, every choice, every misstep. It's all data to him. And those cryptic lines he drops, like telling Wendy hybrids don't need to feel to see the world clearly, that's not encouragement, that's philosophy. That's a worldview shaped by precision, by logic that isn't human, that doesn't bend to emotion. He moves like he knows exactly what's coming, and maybe he does. Not flashy, not loud, not seeking approval, just an adult in the room holding the line, guiding experiments, calculating outcomes, and silently making the chess moves no one else even sees. And trust me, this quiet observer, that's exactly what makes him dangerous. And here's where it gets even stranger. Oh, Kirsh doesn't just stand quietly in the background for no reason. Remember episode 4? He intercepted Slightly's conversation with Morrow. The cyborg was coaxing the terrified hybrid into revealing secrets and even stealing an alien egg. Most people would step in, stop the manipulation, and maybe even warn someone, but not Kirsh. He watched. And it wasn't absent-minded, it was intentional. Fast forward to episode 6 and things hit another level. Slightly locks Arthur in with a face hugger, terrified for his family, and Kirsh doesn't lift a finger. He could have saved Arthur. He could have signaled Cavalier. Instead, he says nothing, just affirmative when asked if everything's fine. Silence isn't neutrality here, it's a statement, a strategic choice. This pattern tells us everything. Kirsh lets chaos unfold, letting Prodigy weaken itself from within. And if you follow the Alien franchise, this shouldn't be shocking. Ash in the original Alien sabotaged Ripley's crew for corporate gain. David in Prometheus and Covenant reshaped evolution for his own vision. Bishop was loyal but measured, always calculating risk. Call broke free entirely, choosing her own path. Kirsh fits in this lineage, not a one-off, not naive. He's letting events play out, calculating the perfect moment to act and keeping his hands clean while everyone else scrambles. So the real question becomes, is Kirsh a passive observer, or is this the most dangerous kind of active player? What would you do if you knew silence could topple a whole empire? But wait, it's about to get way more shocking. Where does Kirsh's loyalty actually lie? That's the million-dollar question. One possibility is he's waiting for Prodigy to implode. Cavalier is arrogant, obsessed with turning Wendy into a symbol, and too reckless with xenomorph experiments. Kirsh knows the Empire's cracks are widening. By letting Slightly's betrayal play out, he's essentially betting on Cavalier's downfall, and when it hits, he'll be standing unscathed watching it all collapse. Another theory, Utani. Why not Utani doesn't just chase monsters, she recruits the people who can handle them. Kirsh could quietly deliver data, specimens, or leverage, instantly making himself invaluable. If Prodigy falls, Utani gets a major win, and Kirsh becomes a prize asset without ever raising a finger in overt defiance. And then there's Morrow. He's pragmatic, ruthless, and effective, a mirror in many ways to Kirsh himself. Their tension isn't a final conflict, it's a negotiation. Aligning with Morrow could give Kirsh access to containment technology, xenomorphs, and a strategic advantage while keeping his own options open. Kirsh's patience is almost surgical. He watches Slightly's betrayal, observes the chaos, and keeps silent. Not out of weakness, but to measure reactions, calculate outcomes, and weigh alliance. Every inaction is deliberate, every pause carries weight, and honestly, it's terrifying to think how much control one quiet figure can have when everyone else is busy panicking. And here's the twist that makes your head spin. Wendy, or Marcy as she wants to be called, isn't just another hybrid. She's unpredictable, emotional, and full of surprises, and Kirsh knows it. Every glance, every move she makes is data for him. She could crumble under the chaos of Prodigy's collapse, or she could rise, becoming something far more dangerous than anyone anticipated. Kirsh isn't treating her like a kid or a lab experiment. He's watching carefully, testing reactions, measuring instincts. When Slightly betrays Arthur, Kirsh notices how Wendy reacts, not just with fear, but with resilience, attachment, and even flashes of compassion. He's seeing patterns, predicting outcomes, and weighing whether she's a threat or a tool. And make no mistake, Kirsh sees the potential. A hybrid who can command xenomorphs isn't just rare, she's the ultimate weapon. If he can steer her properly, or even let her grow into her full potential, she becomes invaluable. His attention to her isn't nurturing, it's strategic. He's already playing the long game, keeping his options open while observing how chaos reshapes Prodigy's world. Wendy might just be the key to everything Kirsh has been calculating all along.
We have to go. We're not safe here.
And just when you think it can't get crazier, it's about to. Arthur's already face-hugged and the labs are spiraling into chaos. Hybrids are panicking, alarms are blaring, and the careful balance that Prodigy relied on is collapsing in real time. Utani is moving fast, ready to swoop in and seize control. Morrow, relentless as ever, is pushing harder, exploiting every crack in Prodigy's defenses. And Cavalier, he's losing grip, obsessed with symbols, experiments, and billion-dollar negotiations, and blind to the collapse around him. And amid all this, Kirsh remains the eye of the storm. He could reveal Slightly's betrayal at the worst possible moment, shattering morale and trust. He could step forward and offer himself to Utani, instantly becoming the most valuable asset in a collapsing empire. Or he could quietly collaborate with Morrow, extracting Arthur and ensuring Prodigy never recovers. Every move he makes is deliberate, measured, and terrifying in its precision. And here's the kicker, he doesn't need dramatic speeches or grand gestures. The timing is everything. One calculated reveal, one well-placed alliance, and the entire power structure of Prodigy could crumble. Kirsh isn't reacting to chaos, he's shaping it, and honestly, that makes him the most dangerous player in the room. This part blew my mind. Kirsh isn't just another character, he's carrying a legacy that goes back decades. Ash in the original Alien betrayed Ripley's crew without hesitation, serving corporate interests over human life. Bishop in Alien showed loyalty, yes, but with that calm detachment that reminded everyone he wasn't fully human. Call in Resurrection took things further, rejecting her creators entirely, choosing morality on her own terms. And David? Well, David didn't just serve anyone. He reshaped evolution itself, playing creator, bending the xenomorph into something unimaginable. Kirsh sits somewhere in this line. Not overtly murderous like Ash, not fully loyal like Bishop, not openly rebellious like Call, and not obsessed with godhood like David. He's subtler. The quiet observer who measures, calculates, and lets events unfold before ever moving. Every silence, every cryptic comment, every pause is loaded with meaning. He's letting chaos happen, testing reactions, and positioning himself for the perfect moment. And this is what makes synthetics in the Alien universe so fascinating. They're built to serve, yes, but they bend orders, pursue efficiency, and reflect human hubris at us. Kirsh fits this tradition perfectly. He doesn't just obey, he interprets, manipulates, and strategically chooses when to intervene. And unlike humans around him, he isn't blinded by ego, morality, or fear. He calculates, and that makes him quietly one of the most dangerous figures in alien Earth.
What are you doing? Well?
The man from the ship. He's been talking to me in my head. He asked me to bring Arthur to the beach.
No.
Here's what ties it all together. Kirsh operates on efficiency over emotion and patience over drama. To him, every reaction, every betrayal, every flicker of fear or loyalty is data to be measured. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Think about the possibilities. He could betray Cavalier at the perfect moment, leaving the boy genius exposed and helpless. He could throw himself into Utani's hands, becoming an indispensable asset. He could collaborate with Morrow to extract Arthur, shifting the balance of power for forever. And then there's Wendy, the variable hybrid. Protecting or shaping her could be the ultimate move, turning chaos into a new form of control. The stakes are enormous. Prodigy's empire teeters on the edge, Utani is circling, and Morrow is ruthless. Kirsh watches, waits, and calculates every variable. One move perfectly timed, and the game could change completely. In the end, the quietest character may not just survive the storm, he could define it. And that's why in Alien Earth, you never underestimate the one who says nothing. Kirsh isn't just observing, he's shaping the future. The next betrayal could change everything. Don't miss when silence becomes the deadliest weapon. So, what's your take? Drop it in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe. There's way more coming in Alien Earth.